How's it going, guys? I got in the Infinity Studios Dark Fate bust. Thought I'd do a fairly quick review to just give you guys an idea of my thoughts on it. And as you can see, I am a very large Terminator fan, so once I saw that they were coming out with this and it looked this good, it was definitely something I was adding in the collection. And all in all, I'm very impressed with it. I love it. There are some areas I wish they did improve on, but all in all, it is definitely a recommend. But yeah, let's just start off on the base. I do like this kind of futuristic design that they gave it. I believe it's 100% resin. There's definitely not really any metal parts other than some of the magnets that the parts attach to. I guess if I had one critique, they probably could have used real metal on these wires here. I mean, if you look over at my sideshow, of course they use real metal, and that's something that you go to any type of hardware store in the plumbing section, that type of material is pretty readily available. But all in all, it's on the base. It does look good not being real, so just a small gripe. The body itself, as far as kind of showing what Arnold looked like at this age in that movie, I think they did a good job. My major gripe would be that this part is resin. Same with this. And you can kind of see here where the separation is. I'm fine actually with this part not being silicone, but I think here it really would have added to the realism if they made this part silicone. They still did a pretty good job. The color of the skin, I think, matches up pretty well to what the silicone is. I mean, it's not 100%, but it's close enough. I mean, it's when I'm looking at the bust, I really don't notice it. But for the amount of money that you spend on this thing, definitely would have been nice that if they would have done this part in silicone. And here you can kind of see, I mean, the coloring's very close, but you can kind of tell it actually on the camera, it looks a little more different than it does in real life. It's a little closer in real life, but there is, you know, a slight difference in that coloring. And I do have a few gripes with the arm. I still think it looks really good. I do wish it was like real die cast. I think the only part that's metal is these thinner wires that you can see here. That part's definitely metal. But the rest of it, to me, I think it's a resin and then it has some type of chrome plating. Kind of like when, I don't know if you ever bought chrome trim for a car. It's kind of like that plastic material that's got some type of chrome plating on top of it. That's also made probably of some type of plastic, and that's kind of what this reminds me of. So that's one of the complaints. The other really is just the hand itself seems squished and elongated. I mean, I had picture this hand of someone who's like really slim and 7 foot tall, not a 6'2" stocky guy like Arnold. I mean, you can kind of see I'm a 6 foot guy. I got probably large hands to normal, but my hand is definitely wider, but the fingers are way longer. And I think Blitzway nailed it on their hand. And I would have to think Sideshow, Hollywood Collectibles Group, Blitzway, they've all done excellent endoskeleton arms. There's got to be files out there of those exact dimensions that they could have easily have gotten. So why they kind of went up their own route. I mean, it still looks good. Probably a lot of people wouldn't even notice, but I kind of like looking at the finer details. So that is just something they could have improved on. The real star of the show, of course, is the silicone face. And I think they did nail it here. I mean, pretty much from every angle, it looks like what Arnold did in this movie. Yeah, really, really good job. And then if you get in closer, you can kind of see that veining work that they did there. Looks really real. Of course, silicone actually feels real too when you touch it. One complaint I would say is Arnold grows a really thick beard. So if you look at this beard here, they could have made it thicker. I think the mustache itself, they done well. They probably could have made that about twice as thick if they wanted to get 100%. But still, it doesn't really take away that much. I'm just nitpicking, which, you know, for the money this cost, I think I can nitpick some. Here's a little bit of the battle damage. I actually owned a custom Dark Fate bust. At that time, I for sure didn't think anyone else would do as good of a quality or probably even do a Dark Fate bust, but yeah, here comes Infinity. So I ended up selling this one and getting this one. But if you ever watched my review on that one, the inside part of the flesh, they had it like kind of pinkish. Like if you opened up your mouth and looked down how it's got that pinkish, fleshy look, they really nailed it on that paint job. Where this one, it's pretty much all blood. So there could be a little bit better paint work done, but still, you know, it's still good. And one neat option this has is the actual eye lights up. So there's a little button right here that you press. And yeah, so if you remember at the end of the movie, when he was kind of in this shape, in reality, in the end of the movie, he didn't have much of his arm left, but his one eye kind of had that glow. So yeah, that's a very cool feature. The hair on top, I mean, it is done excellent. Lord knows how long it took someone to hand punch in all that different hair. And that's also where silicone really shines. It can actually hand punch the hair and make it look, you know, 100% like real hair. Yeah, so all in all, that's my thoughts on this bust. It is definitely excellent if you're a huge Terminator fan. Definitely highly recommend. I would say it's probably one of the best Arnold busts out there. Now, granted, it's from Dark Fate. If I still had an opportunity, if I didn't have the Queen bust and things were in equal prices, I probably still would go with the Queen just because it is from T2 and it's done excellently. But overall, if this was actually a T2 Arnold, I would definitely give this one the nod, being the half torso, including the arm, and you know, just how they nailed the likeness. It is a home run. So thanks guys. Thought I'd just give you my quick thoughts, and yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.